It is 6:49. This is your morning in 8 minutes. Right now, East Tennessee Valley Crime Stoppers is looking for these two women. Investigators say they showed up to the Douglas Green apartment complex on October 8th and walked around pulling on car doors to see if they were unlocked. They were able to get into one car and stole multiple items. Crime Stoppers also looking for these two women accused of stealing $4,000 worth of perfume and cologne from the Ulta store on Winfield Dunn Parkway. This happened a week ago. If you know anything about either of these cases, contact Crime Stoppers. We've got their number inside the WVLT News app. And right now, the University of Alabama is looking into an incident in which wide receiver Jermaine Burton appears to make contact with a woman while on the field following Saturday's game.
It happened while fans were storming the field. A TikTok video shows Burton swinging his arm toward the woman in her head as he was walking off. Crimson Tide head coach Nick Saban says they are aware of the video and working to gather more information. Meanwhile, UT is investigating the reports of sexual assault at the Vols Alabama game. According to an email sent to students, a group of students were groped while walking to their seats at the game on Saturday. A student reported it to campus security, not UT police. Campus security sent out an email to students. An Alabama man is facing charges this morning after an argument over that intense game. Authorities say Ricky Franks got into this argument with his neighbor. Franks left his neighbor's home and allegedly fired a shotgun at it. No one is hurt in that shooting. A grand jury will now hear the case of the man accused of kidnapping and killing a Memphis jogger.
Cleotha Henderson, who police say murdered Eliza Fletcher, has waived preliminary hearings. If Henderson is indicted, the case will then move to criminal court. He faces first-degree murder along with kidnapping and tampering charges. Right now, he's in jail without bond. He'll be back in court on November 4th for a rape charge in a separate case from last year. And new details this morning as a Middle Tennessee animal farm is back open following a deadly E. coli outbreak this summer, which claimed the life of a 2-year-old child.
The Tennessee Department of Health is releasing a new report on its investigation. In total, officials say there were 14 suspected cases of E. coli from the outbreak at Lucky Lad Farm. This includes that 2-year-old that battled kidney disease from their infection and died. The report says 2 goats at the farm and summer camp had E. coli and spread the bacteria to people. The health department report says the farm took the proper steps to make sure people washed their hands after touching the goats, but families are now considering possible legal action. Well, Knox County is set to receive $2 million to help build a bridge to honor the late Staff Sergeant Ryan Knaus.
The pedestrian bridge will be on Tazewell Pike. It'll connect the area's 3 schools, including Gibbs High School, where Knaus graduated from. The bridge will cost in total $2.4 million, with the county covering the remaining costs. The Knox County Commission is expected to approve the plan. Knaus was just 23 years old when he and 12 other soldiers were killed in an attack on Kabul Airport last year in Afghanistan. Local leaders say they hope the project will help keep his memory alive. It's expected to be completed in 2024. And the city of Oak Ridge breaking ground on a new water treatment plant with a price tag of $78 million. It is the largest public works project in the history of the city. The city manager says in about 3 years, Oak Ridge will have the cleanest water available with today's technology.
Well, right now, the Mississippi River is hitting historic low levels due to lack of rain. This is what it looks like in Kentucky, just below where the Ohio River flows in. The river dropped nearly 5 feet below threshold. The Tennessee Valley Authority is now stepping in, trying to help. Commercial boats need to navigate this water, so they're scheduling special water releases from the Kentucky Dam on the Tennessee River and Barkley Dam on the Cumberland River. Right now, 4 illegally annexed regions of Ukraine are now under martial law.
The move could allow for the strengthening of the Russian military, strict curfews, and limits on movement. Thousands of Ukrainians are lining up to flee the Russian-occupied territories ahead of an expected Ukrainian counteroffensive. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky is urging his citizens there to resist Russian efforts to recruit them. Meanwhile, the U.S. and its allies raising concerns over Iran's alleged transfer of drones at a closed United Nations Security Council meeting on Wednesday.
A Silicon Valley company is setting up shop in Maryville. IX Systems opened a new campus on East Broadway Avenue in downtown. The Maryville Mayor, Andy White, and the Blount County Mayor, Ed Mitchell, were there for that grand opening. The company's newest state-of-the-art data center will research and develop IT storage software systems.
And if you love live karaoke, tonight is your night. The Tennessee Theater hosting a live karaoke show. The event is sold out. If you were looking to perform But general admission is available if you want to watch the show. Tonight's show starts at 6:30 at the Tennessee Theater on Gay Street. And I'm wearing pink all month long, raising money for the American Cancer Society's Real Men Wear Pink campaign, and I need your help. Queso for a cause. Join me tonight, 5 to 7 at El Chico on Cedar Lane. I'll be bartending, and 100% of all queso sales goes to help in the fight against breast cancer.
Well, the Powerball lottery is now over $500 million after no one won last night's drawing. Think about how much queso you could buy with that.
You could own all the queso.
It's sitting at $550 million. That cash value $277 million. The next drawing is Saturday night. It's the first time it's made it this high since early January.
It is 6:54. If you're on the highway or rolling down a backwoods Tennessee byway, Whitney's got you covered in your first alert traffic.
That's right. You want to use caution getting out the door this morning. You could run into some foggy views. It's the live look at I-40 right around Asheville Highway. If you do, just get those low beams on. Be prepared for that sudden reduction in visibility. But right now, that patchy dense fog not slowing you down on those interstates and main roads. You're moving right along. Those views do vary. In fact, here's a live look at I-40 right around Cedar Bluff. You can see that volume starting to tick up just a little bit with that morning rush right around the corner. The good news is all lanes of the interstate are open and running on time, heading toward downtown Knoxville. 40 eastbound moving 69 miles an hour. Alcoa Highway northbound moving 57 miles an hour. 75 southbound going 68 miles an hour.
Your first alert forecast with Chief Meteorologist Heather Haley.
5 minutes to 7 now, and I've been watching it just rain leaves. Unfortunately, I'd like some real rain at my house, but we're keeping an eye on that cold front for next week. In the meantime, at least we have a warming trend ahead, so if you're trying to pick the day to get out and navigate, I'm going to be out there mulching some leaves. But keep in mind, more coming down today because we have more wind. Those gusts kicking up to 20 miles per hour out of the southwest, so you might just want to wait a little longer. Temperatures are milder Friday afternoon, still another frosty cold morning, but it gets more seasonable going into Saturday and continues that warming trend into the weekend. So you might want to wait just based on those temperatures and less wind so you don't feel like, well, everything you're doing is just going to waste a few seconds later. Like I said, this morning it is freezing and frostier. We have more fog this morning, more calm conditions, more frost can develop. 32 right now in Knoxville, 37 in Greenville, 29 in Harlan, 27 Oneida, and 34 Kingston. For your day ahead, let's enjoy the sunshine. That'll help to nudge us up into the 60s. Yeah, we're aimed at 61 with those breezy conditions, but that warming trend is going to be really a big picture story going into your weekend. So we'll talk more about that I'm All Vol forecast in case you're all eyes on Saturday. Got you covered coming up on the CW.
We swimming next week with the 77s?
77. I mean, pools reopened.
Get your sunscreen on, get your shades out. Exactly. 6:56. We're headed over to WBXX. Hope you have a good Thursday.